My favourite away day was 1 year ago today, and it was against European giants and also finalists, Borussia Dortmund. Now, you guys may be wondering how a 2-0 loss could possibly be my favourite away game. Well, let me tell you about how my 3 days in Dusseldorf and Dortmund went. Well, guys, so the first day started off at Edinburgh Airport, where our flight was unfortunately delayed 2 hours, leaving us just 15 minutes to get that connecting flight in Amsterdam to Dusseldorf. Anyway, so we luckily just made it in time, thanks to some very helpful staff at Amsterdam Airport and for, I think it is KLM Airlines, that helped us get there in time, and we did make it to Dusseldorf just actually 5 minutes after the plane was scheduled to depart, but they kept it back for some Newcastle fans that were on the flight from Edinburgh. But yeah, anyway, when we arrived at Dusseldorf around about 6 o'clock, we went out quickly, grabbed something to eat, went back to the hotel, and we thought we were going to go to sleep. So we did. We went to sleep around about 9 o'clock. I woke up around about 10:30, looked at my phone, and there was a party just down the street from our hotel in Dusseldorf, like where all the shops are there. So I woken up the Dad's View. Yeah, you still don't know him yet. That's a new character. You can add that one. But yeah, and then I was like, yeah, we need to go to this. This will be so good. So we went. The atmosphere was absolutely rocking. It was like a Geordie fiesta down in Germany. The next day, we managed to make our way down to Dortmund, Hauptbahnhof, after our train was delayed quite a few times because the driver was a bit of a Raji. When we arrived in Dortmund, however, the time was only going to get better when we headed off to the German Football Museum. Well, there was some iconic artifacts of football there, such as World Cups. I'll probably show a few on the screen here. It was an absolutely tremendous time. I think I've also got a picture next to me with Kai Havertz, like, edited for some reason, but yeah, it was pretty good. Then I bought some currywurst, which is now actually my favourite food thanks to this trip. And I bought this shop that sells it next to the football museum, and then next to where they also sell the currywurst. Then we headed off down to the main square in Dortmund. Now, the main square, I know a lot of you guys that watch this would have been there, as 10,000 Geordies, round about that number, descended on the square that day, and it was an absolutely tremendous day. I don't think much will top that atmosphere. Geordies filling all the bars, queues out the doors. It was absolutely tremendous. We then started the lengthy walking process down to the Westfalenstadion. When we got there, though, the atmosphere was well worth it. That place was absolutely rocking. From the yellow wall, the iconic yellow wall, and also that away end. What I will add as well, since 10,000 people travelled down, and there was only an allocation of around about 3,000, there was a lot of people in our stand, and like around the stadium, not in the away end though, that were in Newcastle colours, and I found that mad that the Germans were just allowing that. That just wouldn't happen in England. Two of them people were the Dad's View and the Grandad's View. But I, however, was by myself in the away end that night, and that was absolutely tremendous. Although we shared a mixed concourse with the Germans, which I actually thought that was probably one of the most tremendous things I've ever seen in football. How two fan bases like that, you'd think they'd clash, but nothing happened. It was actually probably the safest I've ever felt in an away concourse, to be fair. But I've told you about my experience with Dortmund away, despite losing 2-0, and how much I loved it. Now I need you guys to leave your opinions on Dortmund away. If you went to that game, or if you didn't go to that game but you went to Dortmund home, leave your opinions on that one as well. That was also enjoyable despite a loss.